Have you ever sat alone in the late afternoon, thinking about someone you once trusted and feeling that familiar heaviness in your chest? That quiet ache of, I never got an apology, or the sting of, they never really cared. Not anger, just a weight that lingers even after all these years. Maybe it's the way their words still echo when you're lying in bed, or the way you catch yourself replaying old conversations, wishing you had said something different. The world outside moves on, but inside you're still carrying something that never really left. In today's reflection, we'll uncover 3 habits that often follow us into our later years, quietly stealing our peace without us realizing: resentment, pointless relationships, and regrets. Together, we'll learn how to finally release them, gently, without judgment, so you can step into a quieter, freer version of yourself. If any part of this feels like your story, leave a simple comment below. I still believe in healing, or I deserve peace. You never know who else needs to see your words today. And if this space makes you feel a little more understood, a little less alone, I warmly invite you to subscribe. Here at Olive Wisdom, we walk slowly, but we walk together. 1. Let go of resentment. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves carrying emotional baggage that weighs us down. Among these burdens, resentment is perhaps the most insidious. It creeps into our hearts quietly, like a thief in the night, stealing away our peace and joy without us even realizing it. This silent thief can lead to stress and health issues, casting a shadow over the happiness we deserve. Imagine resentment as a shadow that follows you around, born from past hurts, betrayals, and disappointments. Each of these experiences adds another layer to the shadow, making it darker and more oppressive. Holding on to resentment might feel like a protective shield against future pain, but in reality, it keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity, preventing us from moving forward and truly enjoying life. But here's the good news. Forgiveness offers a way out. It promises freedom from the emotional burdens of anger and hurt. Forgiving others, and importantly, forgiving ourselves, allows us to reclaim our happiness and make room for joy and love to flourish. It's not about forgetting what happened or condoning the actions that caused us pain. Instead, forgiveness is about releasing the hold these past experiences have on us. Letting go of resentment is a process, and it starts with acknowledging the pain. This can be tough as it means facing the hurt head-on and recognizing its impact on our lives. But in doing so, we take the first step toward healing. The next step is choosing to forgive. This is a conscious decision we make for ourselves. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's a gift we give to ourselves. It's about choosing peace over anger and freedom over bitterness. Finally, we must reframe our past experiences. Instead of viewing them as scars, we can see them as proof of our resilience. Each painful experience we overcome adds to our strength, shaping us into the people we are today. By reframing these experiences, we open up space for joy and love, allowing them to thrive in our lives. I've personally struggled with holding on to resentment at times. Past betrayals and disappointments left their marks on me, and it felt easier to cling to the bitterness, letting it fuel my anger. But over time, I realized that this resentment was only hurting me. It was a barrier to happiness, preventing me from fully embracing the present in all its possibilities. Through my journey of letting go, I've come to understand the power of forgiveness. It's not about the other person or what they did. It's about me and my peace of mind. By choosing to forgive, I've found a sense of freedom I never thought possible. My heart has opened to new possibilities and deeper connections, reminding me that life is too precious to waste on anger. Letting go of resentment has allowed me to live more fully in the present. It's a liberating feeling, bringing immense joy and peace into my life. I've learned to appreciate the small moments, find beauty in the everyday, and cherish the relationships that bring positivity and love into my world. Of course, there are times when old feelings resurface and the shadow of resentment tries to creep back in. But I remind myself of the freedom that forgiveness brings, and I choose to let go once again. It's a continual process, requiring effort and mindfulness, but the rewards are worth it. Forgiveness is a gift, one we can give ourselves every day. It's a choice to release the past and embrace the present, to let go of the anger that holds us back and make room for the love and joy that propel us forward. By forgiving ourselves and others, we reclaim our power and take control of our happiness. In choosing forgiveness, we also choose to live authentically. We allow ourselves to be vulnerable, opening our hearts to new experiences and connections. This vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's a testament to our resilience and our capacity for love. As we move forward on this journey, it's important to remember that letting go of resentment is not a one-time event. It's a practice, one we must commit to each day. But with each step we take, we move closer to a life filled with peace and joy. We owe it to ourselves to let go of the burdens that weigh us down, to free our hearts from the chains of resentment. Life is too short to carry the past on our shoulders. By choosing forgiveness, we open ourselves to a brighter, more fulfilling future. In conclusion, letting go of resentment is a transformative process that can lead to profound personal growth and happiness. It's about acknowledging our pain, choosing to forgive, and reframing our past experiences as sources of strength rather than sources of bitterness. By doing so, we create space for joy and love to flourish in our lives, allowing us to live more fully and authentically. Forgiveness is not always easy, but it is a journey worth taking. It's a journey toward inner peace and emotional freedom, one that can enrich our lives in countless ways. As we let go of resentment, we make room for new possibilities and deeper connections, reminding ourselves that life is too precious to waste on anger. Embrace the gift of forgiveness and discover the joy and peace that await you on the other side. 2. Let go of pointless relationships. Picture this. Life is like a garden, and our relationships are the plants that fill it. Some bloom beautifully, bringing color and joy, while others turn into weeds, slowly sapping away the life and vibrancy from everything around them. We've all been there, holding on to relationships out of habit, guilt, or the fear of being alone, even when they leave us feeling drained and unhappy. Think of those times when you felt stuck in a relationship that seemed to take more than it gave. It's like keeping a wilting plant in the garden, hoping it'll magically revive, even though it's clear it's taking up space and resources that could nurture something better. The truth is, letting go of these draining relationships can be one of the most liberating experiences you'll ever have. When you start pulling out those metaphorical weeds, you create room for connections that truly matter, those that bring joy, inspiration, and support. It's about choosing quality over quantity, focusing on the relationships that genuinely enrich your life. I remember facing this challenge myself. Recognizing that some friendships were more of a burden than a blessing was tough. There was fear. What if I ended up lonely? But as I started to let go, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. Suddenly, there was space for new, meaningful connections with people who genuinely cared and inspired me. This change didn't just improve my emotional well-being, it filled my life with positivity and joy. I found myself surrounded by people who uplifted me, and I realized how precious it was to have relationships that truly mattered. Of course, it wasn't always easy. There were moments of doubt and loneliness, but each step forward brought me closer to a life filled with authentic connections. By nurturing these positive relationships, I created a garden of love and support that continues to flourish. So if you find yourself tangled in relationships that no longer serve you, consider the possibility of letting go. It's a journey toward emotional freedom and well-being, one that opens up your life to new opportunities and deeper connections. In the end, life is too short to hold on to relationships that weigh you down. Embrace the ones that bring you happiness and let go of those that don't. By doing so, you'll cultivate a life filled with meaningful connections and endless possibilities. 3. Let go of regrets of the past. Let's take a moment to talk about regrets, the pesky little shadows that often linger in the corners of our minds. They're like tiny weights, quietly holding us back from fully enjoying the present. We all have them, Those what-ifs and if-onlys that sometimes sneak up on us, reminding us of missed opportunities or past mistakes. But here's the thing, regrets don't have to be burdens that weigh us down. Instead, they can be stepping stones that lead us to a more fulfilling life. Imagine regrets as old, dusty books on a shelf. Each one tells a story of a choice we made, a path we took or didn't take. Some of these stories might be filled with missed opportunities or mistakes, but they're also filled with valuable lessons. By reframing regrets as opportunities for growth, we can start to see them in a new light, one that illuminates the path forward rather than keeping us stuck in the past. The problem with regrets is that they often come with a heavy dose of guilt and sadness. They can prevent us from enjoying the present, constantly pulling us back into a web of what could have been. But by letting go of these regrets, we can reclaim our joy and live more fully in the moment. It's about acknowledging the past, making peace with it, and focusing on the present to move forward with a lighter heart. I've spent my fair share of time reflecting on choices I've made, wishing I could change certain decisions. There were moments when I felt trapped by the weight of my regrets, unable to move forward because I was so focused on what I could have done differently. But over time, I've learned that these regrets can serve as valuable lessons that shape who I am today. Instead of dwelling on what could have been, I try to focus on the wisdom gained from those experiences. Each regret has taught me something important, whether it's about resilience, empathy, or the importance of living authentically. By embracing these lessons, I've been able to approach life with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. This journey hasn't been easy. It takes time and effort to shift your perspective and see regrets as opportunities for growth rather than burdens. But each step forward brings a sense of freedom and empowerment. I've found that by letting go of regrets, I've been able to open myself up to new possibilities and experiences. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned is the importance of living in the present moment. Regrets often keep us anchored in the past, but by focusing on the here and now, we can create a life that is rich with joy and meaning. It's about making the most of each day and cherishing the moments that bring us happiness. Letting go of regrets also means forgiving ourselves. It's about recognizing that we're human and we all make mistakes. By embracing our imperfections, we can learn to love ourselves more fully and accept that our past doesn't define us. Instead, it's the lessons we learn and how we choose to move forward that truly matter. As we navigate this journey, it's important to remember that letting go of regrets is a process. It's not something that happens overnight, but with patience and self-compassion, it's possible to release the weight of the past and embrace the present with open arms. In conclusion, letting go of regrets is a transformative journey that can lead to profound personal growth and happiness. It's about reframing regrets as growth opportunities, acknowledging the past, and focusing on the present to move forward with a lighter heart. By doing so, we can reclaim our joy and live more fully in the moment, embracing the wisdom gained from our experiences and approaching life with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. So if you find yourself weighed down by regrets, take a deep breath and remind yourself that every experience is a chance to learn and grow. Embrace the lessons, let go of the guilt, and step into a future filled with endless possibilities. Life is too precious to be spent dwelling on the past. Live it fully with joy and gratitude for the journey. As we grow older, peace no longer comes from the absence of noise, but from the absence of weight, the weight of resentment that kept us chained to stories we could never rewrite, the weight of people who never truly saw us, but whom we still tried to please, and the quiet weight of regrets, the kind that only visits when the world has gone still. But here's what I've come to believe. Peace doesn't come when life gets easier. It comes when we get lighter, when we finally say, I forgive because I deserve rest. I walk away because I deserve love. I let go because I choose the present over the past. You don't need to carry everything you've survived. You just need to carry the lessons. And those are more than enough. If this message speaks to your heart, share it with someone who may be quietly holding too much. And if you're looking for a space that honors your journey, your softness, your wisdom, subscribe to Olive Wisdom, because even in silence you are seen, you are enough, and your peace is still possible.